This is going to be something that's going to be extraordinary. We first started, he was probably one of our first guests, or our biggest guest at that time. I remember Chakra, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, for you, I want to introduce him. Coming to the Podcraft, none other than our brother, the great Santos Bonacci. Peace and blessings, my brother.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, I love it.
Very much, Priest. It's a pleasure to be back on with you.
Right.
As always. Good to see you wearing red.
Hey, you got on red too. I see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What does red represent?
Well, I mean, generally you'd wear this when the moon is in a fire sign. And right now, well, let's have a look, eh?
Hey, we just get right into it.
Yeah, and you guys are both
I haven't
fire
checked the
signs.
astrology. Hey, AD.
How you doing?
Great, brother.
This is my son, Solomon.
Peace. What's good?
You kidding, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, you know, I was playing the song that you and my son collaborated on, the song Sovereign. I think it's one of the best rap songs ever. I rate it with Immortal Techniques, Philosophy of Poverty.
Wow. That's an honor.
And guys, I want to give Killah Priest and my son a real plug here. Go to my son's channel on YouTube is called Decent Company, and click on the red song called Sovereign. They did a collaboration, and have a look at the words in there, man. That will really, really impress you. So right now the moon's in Aquarius, so we got red. We'll have to live with it. Oh yeah, Satan, red, the red devil, Aquarius. There you go.
Right.
So what's going on, Santos?
I've been preparing a truth bomb for you today. This is not going to be a very boring show. This is going to be interesting to say the least. Now, if you want another version of this show, I did it with Sean Stone, Oliver Stone's son, about 3 weeks ago, called Fight Against Globalism. But this is not going to be called that. This is the sheep and the goats. We're going to be talking about the sheep and the goats. I've got hundreds of hours of information of what I'm going to show you and prove to you that the goats have taken over from the Tartarian sheep. The symbol of Tartaria was the sheep, and the goat people, you know who they are. I'm going to show you in a minute. They destroyed Tartaria with their mud floods, their meltology, etc., etc. Yeah, and
let's go.
So, yeah, and this all started happening with the Copernican revolution, and then in the 1700s. And then we're going to go to 1913, when there were a lot of ships being sunk, like the Titanic, all around the world to build up for World War I, which reminds me of all the sabotaging that's been going on of all the industry in the last 4 years, right? It's building up to something. So this is going to be a very, very, very serious show, brother.
I can't wait, man. Well, without further ado, let's get right into it. There's no need to it's 2024. I got on red, you got on red, let's go. We both fire signs, AD said.
All righty. Okay, guys, so everyone knows what this is. This is kindergarten stuff, okay? I'm using the Universal Transverse Mercator Projection Map. I always have, and I always will when I do my presentations. I do not use the globe, and I do not use the disc flat Earth model, which I could, but I always use the transverse.
Right.
Transverse. It's a rectangle map like this board, and it's got the time zones like this, okay? So let's find the sheep and the goats first, because remember, Jesus said the sheep go to everlasting glory, and the goats go to the left, everlasting damnation. Okay, so, well, let's have a look at this then. What we have is the equator, and we have the Tropic of Cancer in the north. And can you read that?
Yeah.
Topic.
Capricorn.
Okay, so this is kindergarten stuff, equator and the two tropics. So let's mark out the two tropics. So now what we have is we have the equinox, the vernal equinox of March 21st, and we have the Libra equinox of September. And you'll notice September, Libra, is in fact September, and it is the 7th month. To all these people who say, oh, September's the 9th month, but it's called Sept, which means 7, and Oct, and November and December. Well, you're wrong, because you do not know God's calendar. God's calendar starts in Aries. Aries, the Lamb of God, the Passover. Here we have the two solstices, June 21st, December 21st. Now, we're going to fill in all the signs of the 12 tribes of Israel and the 12 disciples of Jesus and the 12 disciples of Horus and Mithra and all the other sun gods. We're going to put them all on here. So what we have is Aries and Capricorn. But what I want to do now is I want to have some fun. So let's go back to, let's put Capricorn here now, and we'll start seeing where the goats are and the sheep, the Passover lamb. You see, Easter happens in the lamb and Christmas happens in the goat. Now, before Copernicus, the Jesuit, and his globe came along, his thesis, all the world began their calendar at equilibrium point. All waves start here. They don't start at cosine. So what did Ptolemy say? Now, who was Ptolemy? Ptolemy, PT, that is the most famous astrologer who ever lived. And that man there, he used the Pythagorean model, which was not heliocentrism, and he used the Egyptian model and the Babylonian model, and it was good enough until the Jesuit, Copernicus, came along and started the world turning. Before that, it was called terra firma. Firma means stationary, and planet means plane, terra. So I would suggest that the globies who like to play with their blue balls, yeah, so the globetards, they're either flying on a pair of Santa titties. I've been looking on Google. I've looked at all their round blue marble cartoons. Can't find a photo of the round earth. Can't find a photo of the pair. So are we flying on our blue balls or on a Santa pair? We'll work that
balls. Out. That's very clever.
That's why they call it the blue marble, because
That's very
because
clever.
they know they're talking to dumb fucks.
Yeah.
They know that. Yeah. I mean, the normies, I hope and pray that they wake up and learn this science. This is science.
All praises.
Okay. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, the scales of Sept. Libra is the 7th. September is the 7th month. It's the 7th sign. It is in its order. Don't try and change the calendar, all you buffoons who are saying September should be called November because it's the 9th planet. Yes, that's if you start here, where the goat people changed the calendar in the 1700s. We'll get to that. Okay, so Ptolemy, he said that this axis of the equinoxes, this is the axis of the priest, the axis of the philosopher, balance. And he said the axis of the solstices, see, this is God, the priest. This is God, the king. This is the political, the secular, the sacred, the secular axis. So the Aries, the Aryans, and the Levites, this is the Jewish Tishri, by the way. This is their Tishri, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur. Christians have Christmas here, Easter here. And so you see all the cardinal signs, Cancer, the tropical signs, the cross, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So knowing that this is the king and this is the priest axis, according to Ptolemy, whose model was good for billions of years, trillions, I don't know, forever. And then the Jesuits started their global agenda in the 1500s. We're going to get to that, and we're going to bust that real good. So up until the 1700s in England, US of A, all over the world, everyone was starting their calendar here. In fact, my birthday was New Year's Eve, the 24th of March. But now the goat people took over and secularized the world, took us away from God's sacred calendar with September in the right place. They took us away from that, and they called these people April Fools. Because April 1st was the spring, the Lamb of God, Aries. The sun was on the 10th degree, is always on the 10th degree of Aries on the 1st of April, always. So April Fools now we're told January 1st, the goat, January's Capricorn. We're going to start the year here. What happens when you start a wave or your year cycle at wave amplitude or wave imbalance is you then take away the balance of the world, the Lamb of God, the Christ Jesus, not the scapegoat or the mountain goat that has to wax for 6 months and climb to Cancer, which is the unicorn and the scarab, and Jesus Christ, where the moon, the Christ, dwells, and it's the scarab, and all the church fathers called Jesus a scarab, but he's also a Lamb of God, and he's also a sacrificial goat. But see, focus your mind on this point. In the 1700s, we went from here, where the natural season should begin at balance, 12 hours of night, 12 hours of darkness, equilibrium. All waves start at balance. So this cannot be the start of the year. This can. The Jews start their secular year here, Tishri. They start their sacred year in Nisan, the Passover lamb, because when the sun does 6 months of hell, winter, it passes over into the lamb. Yeah. And you're eating Pisces fish during Lent on Fridays, which is Venus, Pisces, and then you eat the lamb. And how many Muslims eat lamb at Easter time? Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of lambs are slaughtered in Aries, still today, by Jews, Christians, and Muslims. So we're going to find out why they moved the calendar here and how they changed times and seasons. I'm quoting the Bible. All you Bible people, you'll know about the evil one that would come and change times and seasons. Yes, they changed the time. We'll see that. We'll see how they changed the Gregorian calendar. But God's calendar rules. This is the calendar that rules. It always will, and we're going back to this calendar. This is the calendar that will be implemented in the very, very, very near future. We're going back to here. We're going back to here. We're going to take it away from the goats, and I'm going to show you how. First, we have to bust the goat people, and if you'd like to share the screen, I would like to do that. When the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the angels with him, he will sit on his glorious throne. All the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate the people one from another as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. He will put the sheep on his right, the right-hand path, and the goats on the left. Take note, because we're going to have a look at little Baphomet in a minute, and you'll see him pointing with his right hand up and his left hand down. Okay, now you can call me Elijah because I'm like you, Killah. I'm a killer as well. I like to kill false prophets.
Woo! Come on.
And you've been killing lies in your songs. And because you collaborated on a song with my son and we've done shows together, I'm going to adopt you into the family and call you Cousin Killah. How do you like that?
I am Cousin Killah. That's it. I'm in it. Let's roll.
Well, that's an adoption, dude.
Thank you so much. I'm on it.
Okay, and Elijah commanded them and said, seize the prophets of Baal, the ball, the globe. Don't let anyone get away. They seized them, and Elijah had brought them down to the Kishon Valley. This is where I'm going to be one day. and he slaughtered them there. Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. So we've got a lot of killing to do, a lot of lie kills.
Let's go.
Okay, so what's this vegetarian lamb of Tartaria? Yes, you'll find that just by looking in Wikipedia, you'll find the symbol of the 1,000-year reign of Tartaria on this earth, which ended in the 1700s and 1800s, and World War I and World War II. And you're going to find that Hitler, the Aryan, was the last man standing. And then when Dresden was bombed, the greatest of all the Tartarian cities, you will see how Tartaria, the free energy grid, was snuffed out. Right next to them, you know what this is called? Have a look at the name of this guy, Baphomets. Okay, well, here we have the goat. That's the sheep. You can see it's the sheep there, right there. And here we have the goat, and it's called Baphomet. Baromet becomes Baphomet. So, okay, Knights Templar, okay, occult, oh, okay, sabbatic goat, Shabbatians. All right, we're going to find Khazarians hiding here somewhere. Here's a video you can watch. Please watch this video, Vegetable Lamb of Tartary, and it talks about the legendary plant. And this is the plant, supposedly. This man found the plant, and he's teaching that the lamb grew on this plant, which is a legend, which still persists throughout the earth. And here we have the goat people.
Indeed, Brother Washington. All Freemasons meet as equals, and we have an opportunity to create a nation in the very essence of Masonic morality. It would be wonderfully symbolic, don't you think?
It is in America that the transformation will take place. It has already commenced.
Okay. Look at the goat people. Oh, look at these. They love fucking goats. Look at that. This guy's chasing that goat. He wants to ride it. Ride the goat. Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, goat. Yep. Look at this one. This guy's got his dick out. He's roused right up. Look at him. He's so excited. This guy's riding a goat. The goat people. The goat. Oh, yeah. Secret kissies. Oh, secrets. Tis fine to be a Mason. It is fine to be a Mason. All right. Let's see what else we can find about these goats.
They were obsessed with Capricorn.
Yeah, because Capricorn secularizes the world. Aries, the true calendar, the astrological calendar, Aries being the first sign of the zodiac, on the equinox, it begins March the 21st, which I just showed you. March the 21st is the lamb. That is where the priest is. That's where Killah Priest and Santos Bonacci do their work. That's why I'm an Aries. Yeah, right. Thank you very much.
That's right.
Now, what do you see here? Can you see a goat's head? Well, this is me. This is me filming this goat's head swimming pool from the 24th floor of a tower in Miami, Hollywood, Miami. When I was there at the end of 2019, I was staying right next to Trump's tower. Let's have a look at this video from the start. Apartment, 24th floor. There's Trump's building right there on Ocean Drive. There's the Hard Rock Cafe guitar building right there. You can just make out the guitar. Beautiful building. It's only been opened a couple of weeks. And let's have a look at the swimming pool here at the hotel, shall we? At the apartment building. And what do we have here? We have, well, there's the swimming pool.
Right.
And what's that? A goat's head. Nostrils there at the bottom.
Oh, wow.
Where the lights are. And then above the eyes, where people walk down the steps, those are the horns. So can you see these horns? Yes. Okay, people walk through the Taurus field horns of Satan to go swimming with Satan, because the Freemasons pretty much own all of Miami. I learned that by staying in Miami for about 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah, I learned a lot. And And this is right next to Trump's tower, guys.
The people walk through the horns into the goat's head to celebrate. Well, I wonder. I'll leave that up to you. But most of these buildings here,
They're all Freemason,
out there,
all of them Freemasons.
and there's Miami. Fort Lauderdale right there in the background. Hard Rock Cafe.
Does this correlate mostly because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn?
Yes, brother. Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. See, the sun exalts. The sun exalts in Aries. That's the Christ. Saturn exalts. The sun exalts in Aries and starts the spring and the summer. And Libra, the seventh sign, that's where Satan opposes the sun. The sun exalts in Aries. Saturn exalts in the fall. He brings you to winter, to the goat. This is the grave. This is the graveyard of winter. Okay, Capricorn is the great. You do not start the year here. You can start the year here, but as long as you acknowledge, like the Jews do, that 1 year is secular and for taxes and for the king, and 1 year must go back. Must go back to God's calendar. God's calendar starts in balance, in equilibrium. Now you see my screen. Look at this. That was when I filmed that goat of Mendes right here that I showed you just above. I filmed that on the 8th of December when I was in Miami, 2019. And on the same day, this is what I wrote. In line with the two below posts, the Tartarian Empire, which ruled on earth for 1,000 years, was Christian, peaceful, and had their symbol of love and freedom, Baphomet, the Lamb of God, Christ. After this, 1776, the Satanists destroyed their empire of free energy, and with their Jesuit Masonic symbol, Baphomet, the goat of Satan, began their short rule of murder, plunder, and destruction. Revelation 20, verse 7. When the 1,000 years are complete, Satan will be released from his prison, and he will go out to deceive the nations in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to assemble them for battle. Their number is like the sand of the sea. Baphomet and Baphomet, the lamb and the goat, initiated the judgment period of mankind. Matthew 25, 31 to 46. When the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the angels with him, he will sit down on his glorious throne. And all the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate people one from another as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. He will put the sheep on his right and the goats on his left. Those who are on the left-hand path with Baphomet, the goats, will go off into everlasting damnation, and those who follow the right-hand path with Baphomet, the sheep, will go off into the kingdom of everlasting glory. Below are both symbols. Which side are you on? Okay, let's keep going. So I don't know. This is a Hebrew title here. I don't know why. It's all in English, but you can look this video up. There's the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good luck writing that. Yeah.
It is in America. That
You can send me the link and I'll put it in the show notes.
It's in America the transfers take place.
All right, better leave that up then. Let's move forward. Okay. These people are cannibals. They're vampires. They are vampires. That's why they have so many vampire movies. Thank you, Tom Cruise. Look at all the vampires. Vampire royalties. Stories for teenagers. Oh, boy. That'll be dealing with adrenochrome. Lots of adrenochrome here. Vampires. Cannibals. Oh, look, the cannibal. Los Angeles. You can go and have some human flesh. Don't ask where it comes from. Where it comes from, you don't want to ask. Just eat it. It's just human. It's okay. Just it was a bum they found on the street.
Wow. Oof.
All right, have a look at this. Foods with human DNA. Look at this. All these videos proving that human DNA is in all your Kentucky Fried Chicken, all your McDonald's, Burger King, lay chips, and then people say, why do vegans look sick? Well, vegans buy their food at shops which has got animal DNA in it. I've seen vegans sitting down eating big bag of lay chips, and everybody knows that the natural flavour in there is aborted baby cell tissue. That's the natural flavour, and they're going yum 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 with every gulp they take.
Damn.
Man.
Okay, guys, we're going to start the evil revolution of the destruction of Tartaria with the Copernican revolution. Copernicus was a Jesuit, and I can prove that right here. Right here, Pope Paul III, Alessandro Farnese, the great-grandfather of Fidel Castro. There you go. Farnese, remember this name. It's Persian, Farsi. I learned how to read and write Farsi. Okay, Farnese. And he started the Council of Trent in 1545. He also started the Protestant Reformation. Because John Calvin and Martin Luther were teaching the old world that the earth was stationary and flat. But these globalists, he created the Jesuits. There you go. And look at this. Pope Paul was a significant patron of artists, including Michelangelo. And it is to him that Nicholas Copernicus dedicated his heliocentric what? Treaty. Yeah. And if you go to the Copernican revolution, you'll see that it's only here is Nicholas Copernicus in his book saying the Pythagorean teaching of heliocentrism was founded upon hypothesis and is not necessarily that the hypothesis should be true or even provable. The hypothesis of the movement of the earth is only one which is useful to explain certain phenomena, but it should not be considered as an absolute truth. So the dickhead lying bastard was already telling all the dumb globe turds not to believe in his globalism bullshit. So, and I just want to correct something. He says the Pythagorean teaching, well, you see, Pythagoras taught the heliogeocentric Ptolemaic model, which I teach and have always taught from the word go, and so did Tycho Brahe. But they killed Tycho Brahe, and they brought in Kepler, and they brought in this dude, the Jesuit, to make the world turn. You see, Tycho Brahe was saying, no, Pythagoras taught the truth. It's heliocentric because all Jupiter and Saturn and the moon, they all go around the sun, but they all turn over the earth, so it's geocentric. Provable? No argument. No argument. I'm going to smash the globe. Good and proper today. Please watch this video. Jesuits Erasing Our Flat Earth documentary. Please watch this video. Please watch this video of mine on my Mr. Astrotheology on Odyssey. Welcome to the global agenda, the New World Order, and globe tartary. And watch how I see these cartoons of the blue balls that they're playing with, these blue ballers. I don't see any Santa. I was looking for a Santa pair to fly on, but I couldn't find one. But Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's divided all the Jesuit globetards. Some of them are flying with their heterosexual titties, Santa titties, a little bit chubby at the bottom pair, flying in space at 870,000 mark.
Oh, wow.
That wasn't meant to be funny, but it's funny. It's really, really funny.
Right.
A sod of dirt with an iron core that's spinning at a gazillion miles an hour that weighs gazillion tons is flying over in that direction at 870,000 mark, according to Copernican theory. That means by the time we've finished this show, I'll tell you how far we've travelled. Okay. So we will have travelled. Well, if we do 2 hours, we will have travelled twice, 847,160 miles. So we will have traveled well over 1 million miles from here where I am now. All right. Hold your breath, because in 2 hours, we're going to be more than 1 million miles in that. Where's Superman? Where's Santa Jesus coming in the cloud? There, from over there, guys. Watch over there, guys, because every hour we're going 1 million miles in that direction. Wait a minute. Yeah, it could be there.
Yeah.
But it's one of those, you know, where the stars are getting brighter all the time and the ones behind us are getting dimmer.
Yeah.
Because we're flying so fast, you know. But it's funny because boring old Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, they keep just going around the flat Earth, round and round and round and round and round, and we don't get any new stars. I'm sick of Aries and Taurus. Don't you want some new stars, guys? I mean, if evolution created the universe with the Big Bang, boring, hate it, boring, no new stars. We're flying at 870,000 miles. Evolution. And all you Bible thumpers, you know, the creationists, yeah. So supposedly we're flying in that direction, and God created the earth, right? So it wasn't a big bang. That's not true. God made the earth. Well, God, the star show that you're putting on is boring, to say the least. Can you give us one new star, since we're flying at 870,000 mark? So if we're traveling at this distance, this is the fourth distance speed. So this is the fourth speed. So in 24 hours, we will have traveled 15 billion miles. So every day we've gone 15 billion miles that way. Where are the new stars? I'm sick of this, God, and I'm sick of this Big Bang. One of you two have to stop lying to us and have to stop around with this stupidity of your flying Santa pair, because we don't see any new stars. I'm bored with Aries. Get rid of it. Come on, we're flying. Where are the new stars? Right, there aren't new stars. All right, guys, here we go. There's plenty of information on the internet that in 1752, the calendar changed from Aries to Capricorn. And here it is, March the 21st, my birthday, in 1750, was followed by March the 24th in 1771, and March the 25th was the first day of the old style year. Well, that's what I've been teaching. Let's go back to my board. See, this is April Fool's Day, the 1st of April, right there. This is God's calendar. This is the goat people. You see, January 1st is there. January 1st is 10 days after the 21st solstice. You always hit the solstice, then you wait 10 days, and that's January 1st. March the 21st, you wait 10 days, and you've got April's Fool's Day. See, we astrologers, apparently we're fools because we follow the correct Tartarian, Aryan. Aries is Aryan. The Tartarian calendar, the vegetable land, started in Aries. You know how they said the 24th of March was the old New Year's Eve, my birthday? Well, the 24th of December is Christmas Eve, isn't it? And Christmas, the 25th, which is the 25th of March, which was originally the starting day, pinned into the 1st of April. These are the starting days: the 21st, 24th, 25th, and 1st. Same thing happens here: 21st solstice, 24th Christmas Eve, 25th the sun begins to wax, and then the year starts on January 1st. So we have a square. We have a war between the sheep and the goats. All right, let's get started. This is where the fun begins. So please look at this, guys. Just punch in your browser. 1752, when the calendar changed from Aries to Capricorn. And then what happened? You see, the Bible says here that he will speak against the Most High and he will think to change times and laws. You see, the laws are maritime law. We've been subjected to maritime law, and they shall be given to his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. See, this is the dividing. These are the times and the times, the time and the times that we live in, and the dividing of times. You see, there are two timelines going on right now, and I'm going to prove that.
I'm wondering, so this is all Julius Caesar's fault with the Julian calendar.
It's no one's fault. This calendar rules.
Yeah.
The secular calendar is pinned onto the astrological calendar. It doesn't matter what calendar you go by. The equinox will always happen on March the 21st.
Yeah.
Always has, always will. The tropical calendar never moves. Therefore, that is God's calendar. It's immovable, like the earth. You see, look at this. 11 days, look at this. The calendar riots of 1572, when Britain lost 11 days from the changeover to the Julian. The Julian is the Roman Empire. They changed in this year, and the Catholics started calling all the British people who hung on, and the Americans who hung on to the 1st of April, they called them April Fools. Don't listen to them astrologer fools. They will fool you. Well, guess what happened shortly after this, 1752? Let's go to just before the United States Constitution arrived 20 years later. Let's go to, say, Pope Clement here. Let's have a look at Pope Clement. And he was around in 1773 when he closed all the Jesuits. He shut down the Jesuits. Well. Is that why he was poisoned? Now, hang on a minute. A pope closes down the Jesuit globalist agenda order? And within 3 years, look at this. The Jesuits, Clement the 13th's pontificate was repeatedly disturbed by disputes respecting the pressure to suppress the Jesuits from the progressive Enlightenment circles of the philosophies of France. There was a war going on against the Jesuits, and this guy, he shut them down in 1773, and guess what pops up in 1776? The Declaration of Independence. No Jesuits around, but is this a trick? Because these guys are Freemasons, aren't they? So let's have a look at the next. Oh, the Illuminati were founded in 1776, the goat people, at the same time as all of this bullshit happened as well. Oh, hang on. US citizen ship. Oh, slave ship, maritime sea, and immigration services, more like people trafficking. Well, so they're people trafficking as well, pedivores, adrenochrome junkies, globalists with their global lockdowns from the boogeyman, because the boogeyman's going to get you unless you take the trust the science. It's safe and effective. Meanwhile, millions of people are dropping all over the place. Funny about that. Well, let's have a look at the ethnicity of what do you say is the main ethnicity of the United States of America?
It's hard to tell now with all these open borders.
Yeah,
Really?
well, okay, have a guess.
Oh, Aboriginal.
Nope.
Oh, what's wrong?
Think of the Aryans that I just mentioned before. We're going to be talking a lot about Germany, guys. A lot about Hitler and Germany and the false story we've been shoved down our throats. That's why I've been blocked for 13 years. Every time I post something in Hitler's favor and the Aryan socialist, National Socialist institution that he implemented from the ancient days of the Aryan people, they destroyed his Tartaria. He was the last man standing. You'll find that there are two timelines, and the real timeline was the one where Hitler won. And how many times have I been banned on Facebook for posting in favor of Hitler? I can't tell you how many times over the last 13 years. So let's have a look at this map here. I like this one, but I think this one's a bit clearer. Can you see all the northern Midwest, Chicago,
Oh, you're red and yellow.
Pennsylvania? That's all German. German is number one. Can you see that? Can you see German? Number one. Where are the English? Purple. Well, let's have a look where the English are, shall we? Well, New England. Purple, New England. And blue French people mixing over there in New Hampshire and Massachusetts. And up here is some English people in the Snowy Mountains, Colorado. There's English. There's a little bit of English people around Arizona or New Mexico. Look at this. And look at this blue. This is what? African American, number 2. So we have Tartaria over here, and we also have African American Tartaria, because these people, they were here from the beginning. They were the Egyptians. These people were the Egyptians, and the Mississippi Delta. This is the Nile River right here, and Louisiana, and all this. This belongs to the black people. Hello. Thank you very much for the applause.
Oh, no, you haven't enough.
Now,
Wow.
so how did the Yankees, see the Yankees are all over here in Pennsylvania and what have we got here? Indiana. We've got Illinois. Oh, look at all of this German land. It's all German. And so these Yankees, they went down here because guess where? Look at all the purple in here. Look at the English mixing with the green Irish. All this green is Irish. You see, the Catholic Irish and the English Freemasons, they joined together, and what they did was they started fomenting race wars with the black people, integrating here in Florida with the white people, and starting all of this racist. But this is the original map, guys, and the indigenous people, they have always been here. They were always here. Why did they bomb? Why did they destroy Chicago? Why did they bomb San Francisco up here? Look at the English up here near, well, San Francisco in German territory. Remember the 1906 earthquake? That was due weapons, directed energy weapons. So let's see who might be behind this, shall we? This is getting interesting. So learning a lot about Germany. Let's see what else we can learn. Let's have a look at Canada in this lot as well. Look at the French here. Right here, there's Toronto, Quebec, Montreal, and it goes right down here to the Great Lakes. We're going to have a look at the Great Lakes shipping disasters in 1913 in a minute, just after the Titanic sank in 1912. We're going to see how they set up the Federal Reserve by sinking the Titanic and by sinking about 20 ships, world record, in 1913. We'll have a look at that in a minute, won't we? So here are the English on this side over here and the Scottish, and they've got their French neighbours over here in Canada. Very interesting. And the black people are down here. And look at all the Mexicans down here. Oh. So keep in mind this calendar, friends, because things are going to warm up a bit here and you're going to start sweating. Did German almost become America's official language in 1795? Well, that would be preposterous, wouldn't it? Well, it's funny how me, a little country bumpkin, I knew that when I was a little boy. I was taught that by Germans. You know that the United States was going to be German and they decided on something else. Does anyone want to have a guess, hazard a guess, what the official language of the United States of America is? The United States of America does not have an official language. They have a customary language. It's called English. There is no such thing as an official language for the United States of America. They don't have one.
Makes sense.
You ask that question. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at this. Who decided English would be the language of the United States, when and how? Wow. English is not the language of the United States if we mean the federal state. English is merely customary. It's not official. There is no such thing as deciding which language is official in the US, for this decision was never made. When they want states to send them documents in English, they don't say English, they say the language of the United States Constitution is written in. So you may write a third constitution in another language, and suddenly the language of the documentation would change as well. English is, of course, customary because the founders of the United States were Anglophones. Let's move on. The sinking of the Titanic, right in the middle of tax day, Aries. That'd be the best day to freaking start the New World Order and the World War I against the Germans, World War II against the Germans. What is wrong with the Germans? Check out the wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald. Let's just have a listen to a bit of that. This is the ship, the wreck, happened in the 70s. Anyway, okay, so they sank the Titanic, and you know what? That wasn't the Titanic they sank. Do you know which ship went down? It was the sister of the Titanic. And guess what it was called? The Olympia. Yeah, this ship was the Olympia. The Titanic was back in Dublin getting repairs because it had an accident and it wasn't insured. They couldn't go across the Atlantic. So instead, they sank the Olympia because, you see, the Titans were making, Titans were saying, the Olympians defeated the Titans, but no, it was the other way around. The Olympia went down. In other words, the Titans, the giants, the Nephilim, the vampires are back. And they defeated the Olympians by sinking the Olympia. And then, look at this, guys. The song that I was just going to play to you. Have a look at this. November 11, always in November, the Great Lakes, they have all of these. See, that song happened here in Lake Superior, in the Straits here somewhere. Okay, the route of the SS Edmund Fitzgerald. Look at this, guys. In the year 1913, 8 ships were lost. German ships were lost because the Germans controlled the Great Lakes, right? 250 poor people died. Never in history. Look at this. In 1940, 57 men died in Lake Michigan. In 58, 33 men died. And then in Lake Huron, killing 28. But look at this. This is a record year. Do you think they were sabotaging ships like they were sinking German ships to get ready to go against Germany? Why does everyone want to go against Germany? Oh, look at this. German conquistadors in Venezuela. I thought it was Spanish. Well, the wreck of the Admiral Fitzgerald. There's the song. And what did they destroy? They destroyed Tartaria. Look at this. Right next to Moscow. Look at the Republic of Tartaria, guys. Let's have a look at these images. Well, where is this? Let's have a look. Let's grab our map and let's find out where it is. There it is there. The Republic of Tatarstan. It's right here. Moscow is right here. This is its own Republic of Tartaria, whereas all of this across Alaska and across to all of the United States, the Germans and the Russians, the Aryans, the Rush-Aryans. That's why Germany fell in World War I in 1918, but the year before, they got Russia, the Bolsheviks, the vampires from Wall Street, J.P. Morgan, Rothschilds. Remember, Nathan Rothschild promised 100 years earlier in 1815 when the Romanov family boycotted the first attempt to make the United or League of Nations. Romanov said, sorry, Rothschild, you can stick your New World Order. Nathan Rothschild said, I swear I will destroy Russia and the Romanovs. And guess what? Well, he did. And the Bolsheviks took over and they reduced Tartaria to this little state, and it's still there. There it is. Look at this. Let's see if we can find the word Tartaria in here, guys. Notice Arya, the Aryan race, Tartarian, from, look at this, Tartarstan, the Republic of Tartarstan. It's a republic, and it comes from Tartaria. Can you see here Tartaria, guys?
Yeah.
Can you see the word aria?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on.
But what's really
Alright.
weird is they drew on 5th, 2023, and the world once again did not end on the 23rd like predicted. But let me tell you something though. There's a sect of elites out there that know when the world will end and how it will end. And apparently they are called the Progeny of Jove. Now, if you ask me how do I know this, basically I found this website archived in the deepest web out there. It is wild. The guy claims to be an Illuminati whistleblower. And let me tell you, like some of the things that he's written on his page are insane and accurate, insane, but they were written, I think, back in the 90s. Now it's just like archived. And let me just show you this before I start. So this guy basically says that there is a group or a sect out there called the Progeny of Jove. Now, if you're wondering what Jove means, it means Jupiter or God. So if you look at the meaning of Jove, let's just put that down so you guys don't think I'm Googling love. It basically means Roman god of the bright sky, but at the bottom here, it says Old Latin Lobus as the god's name, see Jupiter. Now, the sect of Progeny of Jove aren't as evil as the elites or deletes, the parasites that we know. Basically, what they do is they make art and movies, huge Hollywood movies, to warn us if we can see the signs and the symbolism in the movie. And they believe that certain people need to be shown what will happen so that they can find their own way to safety. And they don't think everyone should be allowed to live just because they are very, how should I say this, almost obsessed with the human IQ and how smart certain people are. So they believe that the smarter you are, the more your soul is awakened and that you should have the right to know what will happen so that you can save yourself. Now, the evil elites, on the other hand, they just want to wipe us out. They do not care. But what's really weird is they drew a map of this so-called flooding. And when I say the Y2Y land grab, so the Yukon to Yellowstone UN and the liberal land grab that they want from pretty much Yukon to Yellowstone. And the reason why they made an underground thing in Denver, Colorado, is because that whole corridor that they call the 2050, they want people out of there. Like they don't want any human settlements in there because they want the earth to be able to breathe again, is because they want us in coastal 15-minute cities so that this flood wipes us out. Let me just show you this. This is wild. So here's the world map.
Take a screenshot of that, guys.
Wow. Snap that.
Take a screenshot now.
Of what the flooding, what the damages of the flood will be. Now I'm going to try and zoom into North America here. Here we go. So you can see like the outlines of where the coast used to be.
Okay, Baja California, all of this, the Rocky Mountains, this is all according to the Progeny of Jove. It's all going underwater. All of this stuff here, there's going to be flooding all through here, the Mississippi, all the coastal areas. And I'm living right here on this mountain right here in Mexico. That's where I am right now. And my gut feeling told me that the Yucatan Peninsula was not safe, where I was living right here for 2 years and 9 months in Puerto Morelos, near Cuba, near Cancun. And my intuition says, go to the mountains. And this is where I am right here on this mountain, right here. Okay, let's go on.
We're going to have to move to Texas.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we don't know what. Yeah, we don't know when this is going to take place, guys. But most of the coastal regions will go. This is the last destruction. It will never happen again.
Now, if you look into Alberta, which is like, I can't even point to it right now but if you look at Alberta and then all the way down to Yellowstone and Colorado and everywhere else, basically that is the safe zone. And isn't that the exact same map that they want people out of? Like they want people out of these corridors so that the earth can heal? Yeah, it kind of makes sense. And the weird part is Greenland never floods. And if you look at some of these movies that some of these Progeny of Jove people have made, like Tomorrowland, Then that one with Gerard Butler with the flooding as well, where they have to go to Greenland. Look to Greenland and where the Svalbard seed vault is. Those of you who don't know, the Doomsday Seed Vault is in Svalbard up there. That's probably the safest bet of where to be in case, you know, poop hits the fan. But I want to know what you guys think, or what you know, or if you guys can add to this.
All right, guys, I'm going to add to that now in a minute.
2000 flew into our country. They came by plane. They bought a plane ticket from their home country and they flew into 43 cities. And guess what? Here's the kicker. You're not going to believe this. It happened on an app that the Biden administration has. They were able to come in our country illegally by registering on a Biden administration app. That's how they did it. This is how damn bad it is. We had people coming in, planes, trains, automobiles, and boats, illegally invading America.
That we've been seeing a lot of UN vehicles on trains, but we haven't seen a UN army. You said that all these people that are coming across the border are going to be the UN army.
What?
They're mercenaries. They are UN soldiers. They are getting paid. This is their selection. This was their draft. Yeah.
Oh, let me see. And how much is anything on that card now at all? Are there money to be moved?
Are these shipping containers that say UN? They're white shipping containers that say UN.
Now I'm in Alvin, Texas, and I had to go back to get my wife. I saw a legion of army, UN plates, Apaches, tanks, standard vehicles, whatever, and an armament of ammo. They left from Alvin, Texas. There's another train right behind it with the same amount of vehicles. They are wearing American colors. UN is wearing American colors. Let that sink in.
So guardsmen stopped me at the door and I said, hey, isn't this the Roosevelt Hotel? And they said, no, it's not the Roosevelt Hotel. This is no longer a hotel. I looked. When I walked down the street to show you that the National Guard, the Fed, has taken over the Roosevelt Hotel and several restaurants next to it. And
they're screaming out, man. The souls are just, people are just whistle blowing all over the place.
Well, all of this is going to come together in a minute. Please go to this guy, go to his Facebook page and click on these videos about Hitler, understanding National Socialism. National Socialism is an Aryan, Tartarian institute from antiquity. National Socialism is not Marxist socialism. Hitler said there is no similarity at all. Socialism, he insisted, is an ancient Aryan institution where everyone lives free and lives without a king, anarchy. There is no king. That's why he stopped this two-party system, red shift, blue shift, red pill, blue pill. Republicans are red, Democrats are blue. All this division, that's why, like Julius Caesar, he became a dictator and he became a benefactor to his people, the Roman Empire. The same did Hitler. He was the last man standing. Watch this. Europa, the last battle, all 10 parts. This absolutely shows, like J.F. Kennedy said, one day people will know Hitler in a totally different light to how we've been educated about him. What we've been told about him is all lies. That's what JFK said. Watch this, the secrets of Christianity, because I'm going to expose Santa Jesus right now. You can go to Joseph Atwill. Write down these names, guys. Joseph Atwill. Now let's start with Francesco, the Italian. Okay, Francesco Carrotta, a scholar, has proven in this documentary Roman conspiracy to invent Jesus. This is what you've got to put in. Francesco Carrotta, Jesus was Caesar. Francesco Carrotta, here, the Gospel of Caesar. There you go. He shows how they've both got the same calendar, Julius Caesar calendar, Jesus Christ calendar, Anno Domini. They both died on the Ides of March. They both were betrayed, one by Brutus, one by Judas. It's the same
Story.
person. Yeah, same story. Then this guy, Joseph Atwell, proves that the Flavians, who supposedly built the Roman amphitheater here, they took over and they did the same with Vespasian. Vespasian killed Vitellius, the last of the Julians, and then started another gospel story, and Vespasian was God, and Titus, the destroyer of Jerusalem, hence the Arch of Titus in Rome. I visited it when I was there. Hence, Titus was the son of God, the savior, right? So please scroll down here and check out Joseph Atwell. And if you really want to watch a really good documentary videos on this, watch this guy, Acharya S. They murdered her. She was behind Zeitgeist, who teaches the true Christ, and Zeitgeist too, and she was murdered. Jordan Maxwell was also part of this.
Being a literary and astrological hybrid is most explicitly a plagiarization. Tell that to the approximately 100 million people in America who believe the end of the world is coming. Furthermore, the character of Jesus being a literary and astrological hybrid is most explicitly a plagiarization of the Egyptian sun god Horus. For example, inscribed about 3,500 years ago on the walls at the Temple of Luxor in Egypt are images of the Annunciation, the miracle conception, the birth, and the adoration of Horus. The images begin with Thoth announcing to the Virgin Isis that she will conceive Horus, then Neth, the Holy Ghost, impregnating the Virgin, and then the virgin birth and the adoration. This is exactly the story of Jesus's miracle conception. In fact, the literary similarities between the Egyptian religion and the Christian religion are staggering.
I remember you doing a lecture about this, pointing out how Horus was the sun coming up in the horizon. And then when it hits summer, it becomes Ra.
No, midday, Ra.
Midday, yeah.
Set.
The sun setting.
When the sun sets, and Osiris, the god of the underworld, when it's midnight.
Right, and so the goat people, as you say, are starting the year off with the sun in the tomb of Osiris on purpose.
Yes, they're starting it in the tomb of winter, Capricorn, in autumn, at the end of autumn, the tomb. And guess what day this is called? The 21st of December. This day here. Yeah, it's called St. Thomas Day. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, and Cancer in the Jewish system is called Tammuz. So you've got Tammuz and you've got St. Thomas. And there's the T, there's the cross of St. Thomas. That's why that's called St. Thomas Day.
Tammuz.
And that solstice is when the month of Tammuz, Cancer, begins.
And that solstice is also named Julius for July, JC, yep. Julius Caesar, when the sun is at its most high.
Yep.
The scarab. Yep. The scarab.
You know,
yeah, I'm just repeating what I learned from Santos.
Hey.
Okay, guys. So here's the thing, right? Everyone who's done their sovereignty, I hope you have, they know that we're still paying our taxes to the City of London.
Mm-hmm.
The Windsor family are not an English family. They are a German family. All tributes go to these Bavarian German bloodlines. The Saxe, Kober, Gotha, Guelph, Rothschild, Orsini family. Lovely. Exposed. And they are the goat people, and they are vampires. They are the children of Cain. They are cannibals. They are cannibals. That's why now they want you to eat as much human, delicious, natural flavor. Go vegan and eat lay chips, because that's potatoes, isn't it?
They put MSG in there too.
Wow.
Forget about the MSG.
Yeah, that's not compared to what he's talking about.
It's got human DNA in it.
Damn.
Coca-Cola has got human DNA in it.
Wow.
Nestle has got trafficked human DNA in it.
That's
Where do our aborted baby fetuses go? It's an industry. If we taught men not to ejaculate, you wouldn't have unwanted pregnancies, and the abortion industry would go bye-byes, and so would the contraception industry, and so would the venereal disease industry, right? But these globalist Satanists with their global agenda, global warming, global finance, global economy, global governance, global lockdowns, global bullshit, and they haven't got a globe and they haven't got a savior, Jesus, a Santa Jesus to come and save them. Santa Globe and Santa Jesus is the delusion of all of these 501c3 Christian churches. Remember, Christians, you are divided because you have all of you Jehovah's Witnesses, all of you churches, all of you who say, oh, let's wait for Jesus to come back and wipe our bums. Well, you have a 501c3 registration, and you are a corporation, and you belong to the register because you are registered with the king. You serve the king, you serve the goats and the vampires and the Satanists and the demons and the Nephilim and the Khazarians and the Weth and the New World Order, and you can see they're trying to take over America, and they're not going to, because the Germans are going to stand up. Hello, America, United States. You're all German and black people. Rise up, because you Germans and you black people are the best truthers in the earth. This, what you've just seen, is happening, and it's the goat people. The goat people need to be rounded up and sent to everlasting damnation where they belong, or they have another option: repent.
Now we have the endocannabinoid system. Some say that we are required or supposed to ingest cannabis in some form. What can you tell us about cannabis?
Well, hang on a minute. In the morning, I get grounded with hazelnut cannabis imbued stuff. And then my Hebrew scholar, Jewish alchemist friend, my best friend here,
right?
Best, great friend. He made this for me. He made this for me, and he's going to make another one for my astrological wheel so I can do presentations. And he makes this cannabis, and he says, Santos, he looks me in the eye and he says, be very, 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 very careful with this. Please be very careful. This has got all the cannabinoid, the whole spectrum, the whole range of cannabinoids in it. And right now, I took a whole, before the show, I took a whole thing. So I might just have a little bit more. Huh?
Hey.
So it has minerals also.
Be careful, it's dangerous.
You have to be a high priest to deal with those levels.
I've been having this pretty much every day for years and years and years, and this keeps my immune system.
Do you take Shilajit also?
Hey, I got some on me. Got some Shilajit. I'm going to take some in a few minutes. Man, tonight is incredible. I mean, I'm learning so much. And like you said, I have a headache, but the headache is good for us. We need this type of headache. This type of headache is waking us up. You're whistleblowing on a major level. And I can't even believe I'm saying this, because the great Santos Bonacci doesn't upgrade, but he upgraded even further than what he took us before.
Oh, yeah.
Man, brother, this, the amount of knowledge, and I know there's something even more you got to say. Just tell us, because I'm so intrigued, and I'm so loving the presentation that you're doing right now, is because we need that type of confidence. We need that type of heroic ability, because we're so much, we like, I'm scared. Cats, get out there with that heroic, stoic, strong, and leader. That's real leadership. When you're not afraid to say the truth, no matter what. And you're doing that. And we accepted. The sheep hear my voice, and you talk about the goat. We hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, brother. Hey guys, just have a listen to Immortal Technique, the philosophy of poverty.
Shout out to the great Immortal Technique.
At the very start, he talks about Hitler's National Socialism as the answer. Listen carefully.
Most of my Latino and Black people who are struggling to get food, clothes, and shelter in the hood are so concerned with that philosophizing about freedom and socialist democracy is usually, unfortunately, beyond their rationale.
Socialist democracy. In other words, National Socialism. That's what America was really found on. The nation, sovereignty, and socialism. Not Marxist socialism. See, he says most of my people in the hood, you know, they're so busy they haven't got time to philosophize about social democracy. Let's just listen to that again, please.
Clothes and shelter in the hood are so concerned with that philosophizing about freedom and socialist democracy is usually, unfortunately, beyond their rationale. They don't realize that America can't exist without separating them from their identity. Because if we had some sense of who we really are, there's no way in hell we'd allow this country to put its genocidal consensus on our homelands. This ignorance exists, but it can be destroyed. Talk about change and working within the system to achieve that. The problem with always being a conformist is that when you try to change the system from within, it's not you who changes the system. It's the system that will eventually change you.
So basically, guys, he's showing you. And now let's have a listen to. Can I give you and my son a plug, Killah?
Indeed, you can. Yes.
All right, guys. So go to this new Syncretism channel, YouTube. Okay. And there's a lot of my music as well here. One day I'm going to do a collaboration with Priest.
Yes,
we will. Yes, we will.
Yeah, we're gonna do some Zeppelin flamenco rap. Listen to this.
And we get Flea on it too.
So you're going to be rapping to.
Information begins gathering.
Oh shit, he's going in.
Star my pattern, my stargate towards Saturn. You don't need any passport. All you need is thought.
The audio's not coming in, Santos.
Hey?
You gotta get closer to the mic.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, that was Kashmir from Led Zeppelin, but
nice.
I'll do it in a very, very flamenco style, and I've got a great arrangement. I want to share it with you and do a.
The group I wanted to do with you, I want to include you. I wanted to call it the Orchestra. Orchestra. And David Flores, AD, and yourself, and your son. And we just angelic this thing to a godhead that's beyond. And y'all do all the music together, and I'll come in later and then lay down the vocals. Mm-hmm. But I mean, incense, no eating, nothing for we going in. Santos, no, the orchestra. So.
Yeah, beautiful. Let's do it. Okay, so I remember 3 years ago we got on a show together with my son, and you both said that you'd do a collaboration, and a year later it was up. So this is it, guys. Have a listen to this. This is the best freaking sovereign song ever.
Uncle Nameless.
Well, Leo.
He did pretty good on the mix too.
It's a sovereign. One of the fucking kings in this land.
Here we go. Let's go.
Yo, Priest.
Open chamber, hit danger, headbanger, axe swinger, bad drinker, rap singer, rap singer. Light candles, mic channels, demons, kings, lords with swords for war. My style is raw, when it rains it's pour. Drains on the floor, no windows when you enter the temple. Try to decipher the symbol. When you speak the words, the devils tremble. I chased Achilles through Athens, stood on the neck of dragons. If you a has-been, you dissolve like aspirins. When I'm rapping, crucified angels. I've never heard so this. So painful, so thankful. What? Killah Priest, carnivorous beast, steal the street, idiot speak. Wu-Tang sword fighter, war rider. I never heard this. I call fire. Yeah. I'ma make you all retire.
Rule is my destiny. Mine is my weapon. Kings bow, kiss the rings when they see me. That's how they greet me. Bow, kings bow. That's how they greet me.
K9. Different moon, it's just deja vu. To the new mixing tune, shit is daylight woo. I'm off the radar, oh shit, I've been over the moon. So we rain like clouds over the heavens and flew. We speaking basic instruction for motherfuckers when we bust shit. Forgive us for this thug shit, Lord, cause in the end they won't survive destruction. I see the second coming, crushing these lovers of consumption and the way that they function. Men about the false prophets and profit on false promise. Men indebted forever, the men that control cheddar. They wrote the old gen and they souls, they hold never. Sold them both.
Pause it, wheel up, man.
Settle for pleasures and cheap treasures. Government
Santos, I never heard this, brother.
And they're better benevolent weak peasants with certificates and rules. Wicked intricate tools. My words are mystery to fools. For schools, they all screwed up. The history is bullshit fools before they grew up. The cash rules everything around these young men and shit. Tell them that we reign like clouds over the heavens, kid.
The rule is my destiny. Mine is my weapon. Kings bow, kiss the rings when they see me. That's how they greet me. Bow, kings bow. That's how they greet me. The rule is my destiny. Mine is my weapon. Kings bow, kiss the rings when they see me. That's how they greet me. Bow, kings bow. That's how they greet me.
Man, Santos, I never heard it.
Well,
the complete version.
You did, but we played it only once.
Man,
But
I understand what Santos is saying.
Yeah.
That is frego.
You know, for an artist, and for an artist to do a verse next to Priest, they have to have a certain level of lyricism. And your son did quite a good job to come close to at least the level that Priest is. You know what I mean? To be on the same track.
No, you understand the moment.
Well, remember, Killah, remember cousin Killah when we met? We
That's
met
right, family.
in Harhari's clinic and university in Beverly Hills.
Yes,
Remember that
indeed.
place?
Yes, indeed.
Right. Well,
No,
I was
I know.
sitting next to you, and you're inviting me onto your podcast.
That's
I didn't
right.
even know who you were. Right.
That's
So
right.
next thing you know, Wu-Tang Clan is having a party, and I was invited.
That's right.
Now that. Yeah. Okay. So I was invited. So I thought to myself, well, my son's been rapping for 10 years now. He was 25, I think. It was 2020 when we actually did that show in there, right where you are right now. That one. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
That was 2020. Now, so that day I texted my son. I thought, let's see if he knows who Killah Priest is in Wu-Tang Clan. And I said, guess what, dude? I'm hanging out with Killah Priest. I think you should know him. And I've been invited to Wu-Tang Clan's party here in Los Angeles. And the answer comes back, no way. And I said, yes way. And he said, you know these guys, right? And he says, Dad, Killah Priest is one of my top 5 since I was 15. I've been rapping Killah Priest's biblical, cosmological, consciousness expanding lyrics since I was 15, Dad. He's like Tupac. He's like immortal 15. This guy is one of my gods. He's one of my, and I'm like, okay. So and so he kept texting me saying, please tell Killah that he's my main influence. He's my man. He's right. Okay. I'll get you. All right. I'll be on the show with him. Just I'll do that. And then on that show, I asked you that would you take the kudos and appreciation from my son that you were one of his major influences, and you said yes. On
Of
that
course. That's right. History is done.
Came out with a pretty good song. I mean, the mix was good. The production was good.
You know what's crazy? Because when we started the show, you said red, right? The color of red. The Super Bowl's coming up, and both team wears red. The 49ers wear red, and it's called the Super Bowl. And the Chiefs wear red and gold, the same colors as me and Santos.
And
that's crazy.
When Santos was first on the show, you were wearing red.
He was wearing red, but he took it off. But as my head, I was wearing red the first.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, yo.
Yeah, I was sitting in the low seat, so I looked really, really tiny, and you were sitting about 10 inches taller than me.
Yeah.
There's you looking down at me, and I'm like looking at. It's so funny.
Wow, that's crazy. Yep.
So to close out, I mean, I don't want to say close out, but I want to say, like, for people at home watching, like, the whole point is
this is AD's teacher.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Remember when you first came on, you couldn't get a word out because AD knew everything?
Well, I was saying what he was teaching.
But you were rolling it so fast.
I had it all memorized.
Yeah, and then it was so funny because you were looking at it like, what the hell? And you was just going in. You was like, this is. I
was telling him everything.
Peter Piper,
that I learned from him, yeah.
But he was like, what the? But that was your words, and I'm telling you, what you did for this brother, because he put me on to you.
Yeah.
AD was like, you gotta listen to Santos. And then when
I saw every lecture and even the Red Ice Radio interviews you did. The interviews he did with Red Ice, boy, he let out so much knowledge.
He did tonight.
I downloaded it. I have a secret archive of Santos knowledge, man. I could make videos for days, but
you gotta follow it though, AD.
At the end of the day, no, raising the frequency, raising our consciousness is our ultimate goal, and that of course includes diet and all the many things he was talking about. But it's raising the Christ chakras because, as he was saying, they're keeping us in the lower chakras. They're keeping us on the bottom 3 when we need to get up to the top 7.
Well, I'm family member. You trying to get in? Nah, you are family, AD.
Yeah.
Let me tell you,
man. You too.
No, you are family. I mean that for real. You are Bonacci now.
Hey.
Well, you're in my family as well because
thank you, my brother.
No, of course you, Priest, but AD as well because AD, here's something for everybody listening. AD has made astrotheology videos for me. Tell them the ones you've done.
Yeah, so back in 2012, I was so moved by one of the Red Ice Radio interviews he did talking about syncretism.
Right.
So I downloaded the audio, I took out all the little clips, and I made this video, and I put it online, right? And then I just revised it recently with the globe model. But it was a 6-minute video talking about him going through the signs, how it correlates with the body. Yeah. You know, with head being Aries.
Santa Claus.
And it ended up getting over 50,000 views. I have a whole other blog people don't know about called advancedmagazine.com. And I was basically uploading like astrology stuff, astrotheology stuff based on Santos. But that video got so huge, I ended up having a person come by. It was King David, remember? He was like, look at this crazy video. He showed me my own video. He said, look at this crazy video. I'm like, bro, I made that.
Oh, wow.
Couldn't believe it. Anyway, this was 2012. I never would have thought that I would meet Santos later.
Oh, wow.
Do you know what I mean? It was
Things come full circle. That's crazy.
Yeah. So once I met Santos, I'm like, look, I made you this video. Ended up being on his channel. Got a whole lot more views. And then the revised version is out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
So when you type into Google, the Bible is the holy science. Boom, fire. And when I first posted it, like I didn't even put my name on it. I didn't give myself credit. I didn't care. I just wanted the world to see it. And I put follow Santos at Mr. Astrotheology on YouTube. I was just it was such an honor to put something like that out. Do you know what I mean?
That's dope.
I had no idea it would get over 50,000 views.
Wow. That was beautiful, brother.
There's so much knowledge he has, but I'm saying if we put Santos' stuff into these great short clips, 6 minutes, 5-minute videos with a little bit of visual, it's a lot easier for the mind to retain that information, even for someone who is, new to astrology, new to astrotheology. Because zeitgeist can be overwhelming for many people. Right. But you show them clips, 5-minute clips, 6-minute clips. It's easier for the people to digest. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that was an honor, and I'm just so happy you got to see it. I never thought in 2012 that you'd be in my living room.
Hey.
But that was great. It's been such an honor. But I think what's more exciting is the things to come, the projects to make next, the next video, the next presentation, the next podcast.
But let me tell you, I love it, and I love the knowledge that Santos Bonacci have dropped tonight.
Yeah.
My son here, he's 27.
Peace, was good.
And
I wanted
He's a Gemini.
Yeah, Gemini. Yeah.
Pollux and Castor.
Duality. You know what I mean? That's how
Yes,
we
the
go.
two lungs, the two arms. That's why you're a good boxer.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
yeah, you could
yeah.
throw hands if you have to, because the Gemini.
That's what's wild
Okay.
to me, man.
Okay, so
Go.
the best drummer in history, John Bonham, Led Zeppelin's drummer, of course, the best,
Wow.
according to everyone else. He was a Gemini. So,
Wow.
so you got the best drummer rules the hands. Now, one of the best boxers kicking around is Sean Strickland, and he talks like me. You know, please don't say the F and the C word, Sean. and he says, well, I'll say whatever I want because I'm not a sellout. Anyway, he is he's a Gemini rising, so he's got the best punch. That's why he's the heavyweight, the middleweight champion. So he's got Gemini rising. He's a Piscean, so he's good on his feet. No one can. It's very hard to drop Sean Strickland. And he's got a Leo moon. So he's got a big heart.
I got a Leo moon.
He's got the Gemini arms and he's got the Pisces legs, and no one can drop him.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather is a Pisces.
Wow.
With a moon in Taurus.
That's right.
Best boxer.
That's right.
But he's hard to catch.
Tahuti.
He's a defensive boxer.
Tahuti's an Aries.
Yes.
Aries are my best friends. Full moon. Tahuti, I love when Tahuti speaks. I love when Aries. I get along with Aries really good.
The Aries rule the mind.
Yeah.
I'm a Leo.
That's true, yeah.
Come on, somebody calling me.
I was
I
saying
can't
also
listen, no good.
that Gemini not only rules the arms, but they also rule communication because it's ruled by Mercury. Right? So you've got Gemini rappers speaking with a message. They're the messengers.
Oh, yeah.
They represent the Holy Spirit, the breath. Tupac and Biggie, Geminis, coming with a message.
What's honey?
Kanye West coming with a message, Gemini, that Holy Spirit.
Besides Santos Bonacci, Ty Phoenix, Kai Zodiacs are the top astrologists.
Oh,
that
we got to have Zodiac with Santos.
Ty Phoenix too.
Ooh. We have an ultimate astrologer that you would be great to talk to.
He lives in Puerto Rico in the rainforest. Ghost was just there.
He's vegan.
He's in the rainforest.
Yeah. The greatest astrologer
Let me say this.
that we can speak on. Go ahead.
Yes.
Besides Santos.
I think so. But I think Ty Phoenix and him,
very good.
they echo each other. Ty Phoenix, what I'm saying is spiritually, I'm gonna say this about Santos. These are the gods, right? I think they echo each other. So the shadow is no different than the reflection.
Yeah.
The reflection and the shadow becomes one in unity into the reflection.
Yeah.
And so they all are the same vein of speakers. Now, some may be orators better than others.
Well, only because, check this out, Zodiac is aware of the current astrology. He's able to say...
He's a master.
He's
but so is Sante.
He's able to say where the planets are currently and saying where the squares are, saying what's sextiled, what's opposing, and telling you why that's happening in the moment.
Because masters don't talk a lot. They just answer questions.
And the ancient astrologers followed the moon most because the moon was changing the quickest. The moon is Delilah.
So you like a master student.
I'm a master student of Santos. Everything I'm saying is I learned from Santos.
You better.
But she is the whore going from house to house.
Who is the whore, bro?
Delilah. Delilah is the moon.
Delilah was a prostitute from Samson.
Going from house to house. Samson is the sun.
Son, Shamshawan.
Yeah.
That's right. Is he right? He on point. Pisces is the bottom because the fish.
We are the two fish.
Yeah. Also.
Well, look. Yeah, it's like this. Okay, so Delilah is Virgo. This is Delilah. So if we make this year a day, we've got 6 a.m., 12 midday, 6 p.m., and 12 midnight. So it's a 24-hour military clock. Okay, so this is the morning. Every morning, Aries energy for 2 hours, from 6 to 8. And then Taurus energy, slow down a bit. You have something to eat. Then you've got 10 to 12, you've got Gemini. From 12 to 2, you have lunch, the stomach, Cancer. 4 o'clock, Leo, the sun, the hottest part of the day, the hottest part of the year.
The heart.
Spring, summer, autumn, winter, morning, afternoon, evening, night. Yeah. So Delilah, every time the sun, Samson, comes down with his long hair, you know, Delilah, the darkness, she betrays the sun at 4 o'clock, 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 5:30, 6 o'clock, bang, the sun goes down, and the sun now is lost in darkness for 12 hours because she, Delilah, betrays the sun. So Samson, he gets his hair cut because in the summer, the sun's hair is like this. Delilah cuts his hair at sunset, and what happens is the sun in winter is very small. It's like this. But in summer, up here, the rays of the sun are glorious. But here, that's Samson, and then Samson's blind. His hair's cut and he's blind because you can't see at night, right? So he's got his 2 hands on the pillars. These are the pillars. The waning of the sun and the waxing of the sun, and he destroys the temple of God, the temple of the Philistines, on that date, on the 21st of December, the solstice, when the sun dies.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's where he gets the 2 pillars, the 2 halves of the year, and he breaks the year. Start a new year.
Oh, crazy. I love it. Yeah, you and Bill Donahue. I know you know of Bill Donahue. Incredible speakers about breaking down the metaphors and the analogies of everything. I showed you this last time. I created this this chart right here. You know what I'm saying? There's the Holy Cross, and then I just put all that. So I sent this to you. If you need a copy of this, it's good too.
Yeah, send me a copy. That is God's year, people. It's the priest Aries. The goat starting down at midnight, that's not on. No wave starts at wave amplitude, at cosine. All waves start at balance. God is balanced. Aries, we've got to go back to God. This is God's calendar. It works on the day, it works on the year. They are cycles. Everything is cyclical. So if we want to get to the crux and finish off, remember, punch in your browser the similarities between Abraham Lincoln and 100 years later, the other assassinated JFK. Punch in similarities between them two, and you will see how history is just cyclical, guys. Yeah. Exactly the same things that happened to Abraham Lincoln, including that he was succeeded by President Johnson. Well, who succeeded JFK? Lyndon Johnson. They both had successors that were called Johnson, the 2 Johnsons. And the list goes on and on and on and on and on. You would think that Abe was JFK.
Yep. Nice. Well, hey, thank you so much. It's been an honor once again. Any final questions? Anything else you want to?
No, I want to hear more from the master teacher tonight.
All right.
I'm going to call him the master principal.
Hey.
Man, that was dope, man. That was dope, man.
Love it. There's so many segments of knowledge.
I want to shout out Hakeem from Texas and Knowledge Born. I want to shout out to all the guys, Jizza. And I want to shout out Solomon. And I want to shout out all of you.
Right.
You have exceeded everything that I thought of. And I love your teaching, Santos Bonacci. I love you, brother. I am your cousin. Thank you for inviting me as a cousin. The AD, don't get jealous because you didn't invite him. But we accepted him as our step cousin. AD, you already know you always got a place in my heart.
Thank you.
Me and AD go back. I remember AD when he was, how old was you? He was 12? When we first met?
12? No, it was 2008. I was about 26. 26.
Yeah,
but you can see
But let me
the
tell you
heart,
something.
the heart of the
Look,
lion.
Look, he like, because he got a young spirit.
Priest Leo, the moon. Not the
Your
moon.
father's Leo like me.
My dad is a Leo. My dad's a double Leo. And my mom's double Sag.
You're a Leo and what?
My moon's in Leo.
Yeah.
But you shine as the sun because as a Leo you're ruled by the sun.
Right.
But your lyrics are
We need you to step out and be who you're gonna be.
Yeah,
Stop hiding behind.
Well,
Are you a teacher?
It's your show though. I cannot outshine the master.
No, it's nothing. Are you coming to speak to us as AD the teacher?
Maybe on my channel. But
who's the leader of the flat earth?
There's no leader.
Santos Bonacci, which is is going to answer the question. AD, are you going to tell us? Finally, put feet to the fire. Let us know what's really good. Are you ready?
Yes.
Who's your teacher?
Many people who speak on it. We had David Weiss on the show.
Yeah, David Weiss, but no one could deal with Santos Bonacci because he goes in.
Yes.
And he's not scared to whistleblow.
Definitely not scared. You have a Rumble account now also, right?
BitChute, Odyssey, Instagram, Twitter.
Shout out to Mighty Hebrew
Facebook,
in the building.
YouTube, it's all there.
We're putting all the links in the description.
99 said, get him, priest. Mighty Hebrew goes back to people we don't even know. Ancient worlds that maybe have been destroyed. But before they was destroyed, there was a kingdom.
Anything else you want to share with us, Santos?
Not really. Yeah, just subscribe to the Syncretism YouTube channels.
Show me love.
We're going to put all the links in the description. Okay, we got super chats we're going to get to real quick. Okay, Cap Jones says, peace to the craft, KPAD and Solo Gem, and peace, love, and thanks to Santos. Appreciate all your work. Gratitude. That's from Cap Jones.
Jeez.
He's one of our top rappers here also.
Oh.
We've got peace to Santos Bonacci from Ceaseless One. He says, thank you for sharing your wisdom. Peace, AD, Solo Gem, and Killah Priest craft.
Right.
I don't have a lot of wisdom. I've got knowledge and understanding, but I've always said, don't look to me for wisdom. Thank you, please. Just knowledge and understanding. That's what syncretism is. It's knowledge so you can be a knower and you can understand how everything works. Then when you apply the two, you get wisdom. And that's what have been working on for a long time.
Nice. Fella B says, we had another earthquake last night, 4.3. What's going down here in Australia, Santos?
Oh, wow.
Australia is more important on the world scene than you would think. You would think London, DC, Rome, Switzerland. No, Melbourne, Australia. Melbourne, Australia is one of the most Tartarian cities in the world. It was founded in 1835. And with horse and cart, they built hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of beautiful Dresden-type Romanesque buildings. How did that happen in about 40 years with horse and cart? I'd like to answer that question, please, because Melbourne was founded. It wasn't built. It was founded by the Masons, by the goat people, and Australia is the doorway to Antarctica. And once we realize that the plane we live on is infinite, then we will realize that we can have realities, we can go to other extraterrestrial Taurus field planes, and we can meet all kinds of beautiful, wonderful people, and we can live all alternative lifestyles, not alternative lifetimes, rather. Alternative. We can go back to when we met that beautiful girl, but she slipped away because you didn't say nice words to her, and she's gone bye-bye. You can go back and fix that shit. You can fix anything. You can go back by sticking to the infinite plane. There is no infinite space. There is an infinite plane. It never, ever, ever ends. in God's house, there are many, many mansions, but they're all on this plane. We live on a plane Terra planet.
Johannes says, like AD, I am a student of Santos. Thanks for all the contributions and wisdom. Are we able to download your videos anywhere?
Yeah, they're all on BitChute, Odyssey. Everything's there. Nothing's lost. Everything I've ever done is on BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble, and my new YouTube channel, which is a better name. It's called Syncretism. Just go to Syncretism, subscribe, share, so that we can, we can tell YouTube and Facebook and Instagram that they're all just watching us for some reason. Do we really need to be spied on? We're already free and you're not going to get us. So we're going to use your platforms to tell people that you are the people traffickers, because that's what you are, and you're cannibals and vampires. And we're going to put you in your place. Really good.
I love AD.
Last super chat is Mo Life. Shout out one more time to Mo Life for the $100. He says it's our time now. Do you have any questions? Solo Gem?
Yeah, Santos, that was dope. That was a great presentation. You know what I mean? I'm glad to meet you. You know what I mean? It's a very honor and it's a lot to reflect on.
I'm out on love.
I always show him what his gifts are as a Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a lot of taking. I need to learn more about myself, about, I guess, the Geminis, you know.
Yeah, to know thyself is to know thy chart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's real. So
listen, brother, we call the chart of the covenant.
Hey.
All right, the chart of the covenant.
We could talk about that.
You know?
That's great.
Yeah.
That is the Ark of the Covenant.
Woo!
Go to your browser now and put Freemasonic Royal Arch. There you go. It tells you right there. It's the Ark of the Covenant. The Freemasonic Royal Arch. I think that should do it. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's it, man. You see Aries to the left,
Right.
Taurus, Gemini. Cancer is the chief cornerstone. Of course, that's the scarab, the Christ. Leo is right next door. You see that circle at the top?
Yeah.
Start with the H at the top.
Yeah.
And go clockwise. Right. Now, this is what it says. Hiram, Irian, widow's son, sendeth forth to King Solomon.
Whoa.
I'll say it again. This is very, very important. Very important. Hiram is the Hiram, Aries. Aries. Hiram, the Hiram, Tyrion, because Tyrion is Tyre, it's the purple chakra up here, right?
Yeah.
Hiram, Tyrion, widow's son, sendeth forth to King Solomon. King Solomon is your body, soul of man.
Woo!
You are soul of man.
The body is the temple, the king of Solomon. Solomon's temple was not built with hammer or saw, or the sound of hammer or saw.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, to build a body, it's noiseless. Like a tree. A tree grows and grows. There's no noise.
Thank you once again, Santos.
Thank you.
We got to have you back once again, and also your son.
Definitely.
Santos, are you going to go live again? You used to go live.
No, look, I'm not. Yeah, I just do whatever I do, whatever I feel like. I'm taking interviews. So if people want to reach out to me on contact@universaltruthschool.com, because
thank you, AD.
I'm about to lose music at santos.net.au and I'm having problems with it. So
Gotcha. Thank you so much again, Santos.
Thanks, man. That was great. Likewise, man. I love hanging out with you guys and all the work that you've done. Keep going. Keep killing lies, telling truth.
All right, Santos.
All right, Santos, thanks for coming on board.
That's right.
Yeah, it's getting late here, 10:20. It's past my bedtime.
That's right, Australia.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Have a good night, man.
Thank you once again.
Mexico, Central Standard Time.
Thanks,
guys.
Thanks.
Peace. Glad to be back.